Hi everyone, welcome back. Segment 3, which is part 3, which is Watson Lake. We're departing here and we're going to end up in Whitehorse. So sorry, this one's all stills kind of put together. We got a bug on the movie camera and it just didn't work well for this segment. We'll have movies for the way back. Once you're departing Watson Lake, you can see it's kind of flat departing to the west, almost the way it was when we were arriving, as you saw at the end of the last segment. So this is where we pick up the Alaskan Highway right out of Whitehorse, or correction, Watson Lake. You can pick up the Alaskan Highway, as I mentioned earlier, out of Dawson Creek, followed up to Fort Nelson, and then it comes right here through Watson Lake. We ended up not being able to do that because of the TFRs and the fires. So we came up from Prince George to Watson Lake here. Now you can see the Alaskan Highway joining us there on the left. So we're going to keep the Alaskan Highway in sight, actually all the way to Northway, Alaska, and it'll go right through Whitehorse. And so it's, as I mentioned, it's flat here, but the scenery is going to get really, really beautiful here in a little bit. So again, kind of what you're seeing here is those broken clouds. You can see they're above the peaks. So this is a very relaxing segment here. Weather's not really a factor. There's a flight service station at Watson Lake. The gentleman is really interesting and polite and gives you a good weather briefing. And he had some reports of aircraft that had come from Whitehorse towards Watson Lake. And he told us the weather was fine. There would be no problems. Sure enough, he was right. So coming up, what we're going to show you here is what it looks like now as we're approaching some of the more mountainous areas, keeping the highway in sight there. You can see the clouds. We're going to show you what it looks like on the sectional here. I've mentioned in some of the other videos, you'll follow this little black diamond line there. You can see the magenta line is kind of what I pre-planned, just to load something into the navigational computer. And here's the view outside the cockpit. So you can see you really want to pay attention where you are in the black diamond. In this case, it's following the river. And if you have terrain like we do on the Advanced Flight Systems EFIS, you can actually see we're below the terrain all the time here. So you want to pay attention when you make those turns. We'll show you some more potentially confusing turns up here in a bit. There we are following the highway and the river there. A lot of marsh here, a lot of swans in the ponds. Unfortunately, cooler temperatures, we didn't see any moose. And as we got a little more towards Whitehorse, you can begin to see some rain showers in the area. Now, they're not big rain showers, no convective activity. We were hoping for a bug wash because, boy, we had a lot of mosquitoes and bugs on the airplane, but that didn't pan out. But the visibility just remained excellent throughout this leg. There's a rain shower coming up there now, you can see it. And again, as long as you can see through the rain showers, they're okay. You want to make certain there's no big convective cloud on top of them because they will spit out ice. You can see we got right through that. This is, I believe, Teslin Lake coming up here. It's another pretty lake, not unlike Williston. It's quite long. The highway remains quite visible on the eastern side of it. Actually, I'm thinking that might have been Swan Lake. Have we gone by Teslin yet? Teslin's a much bigger lake. So some more rain showers up ahead. But they stayed off our path on this particular leg. It was really nice. So here we are approaching Teslin Lake. You can see it's a really, really pretty lake. The Alaskan Highway is clearly visible again off to the eastern side, the right side there. Not much traffic on it though. Once in a while we'd see a camper or motorhome. Lots of motorcycles. That was neat to see. These next series of pictures here show you just how pretty Teslin Lake is. Coming up there on the right side, you'll see the town of Teslin. Right there is the longest bridge on the Alaska Highway, and there's the Teslin Airport. Isn't that lake gorgeous? Lots of real pretty ponds and lakes. You can see the minerals there causing the pretty colors in the water. We're getting pretty close to Whitehorse now. You can see the mountains aren't quite as closed in, but there's still some places where it gets a little narrow, but nothing to be concerned about, especially on a day like today. Look at that visibility. And again, the camera doesn't do it justice. We'll show you again here what it looks like on the sectional, because you want to pay attention to your turns. Right there, you can see the black diamonds go right and left. There are a couple of passes here, so you want to make sure you know which way you're going, especially during periods of low visibility. When you're down low, it's very, very easy to get confused. This again is the view out the window. You can see we're coming up where we're going to turn to the right. Here's what the advanced screen EFIS looks like. You can see the road there does go to the right, one straight ahead and one to the left. So you want to make certain you're ready for those turns as they come up. Here we are now approaching Marsh Lake. We're getting pretty close here to Whitehorse. There's another little rain shower. Unfortunately, it didn't clean off the airplane at all. What a pretty view. Look at the clouds reflecting in the water there. And again, a good view off to the right side of the Alaskan Highway. So Whitehorse being a controlled field, we want to start monitoring the AWOS or the ATIS, understand the flow of traffic, and make sure we tell them we have the information. Here we are getting closer. Unfortunately, you got to get it fairly close because it's line of sight radios, and with all the hills and everything, you can just about get the ATIS in time to call the tower. There's Whitehorse coming up, almost straight ahead. In this case, we're going to actually fly a parallel approach to runway, I think it was 14. And you'll see the town there on the left, and then we're going to make a turnaround and land almost to the southeast there. This segment's a really fun segment between Watson Lake and Whitehorse. It's only about an hour and a half. Lots of beautiful scenery. The controllers at Whitehorse are super, and we just really enjoyed it. We hope you did too.